Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Surabhi Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 25th of July. Death toll mounts to 75 in floods in India's Assam. Pakistani Prime Minister returns home exulting after US visit. And at least 12 killed in 3 bomb attacks in Afghan capital. And now for all the details. The death toll due to floods triggered by incessant rains in India's Bihar and Assam rose to 194 on Wednesday. Floodwaters have inundated 20 to 33 districts in Assam province, affecting more than 3 million people.
The death toll in India's northeastern Assam province rose to 75 on Wednesday as floods continue to wreak havoc in several parts of the province, disaster management authorities said. A large-scale flood relief operation by the army troops is underway in flood-hit areas of lower Assam since June 11 after the torrential rains hit the region. The intensified downpour has triggered deluge in all districts of the region, disrupting normal life. Floodwaters have inundated 20 of the 33 districts, affecting more than 3 million people. Around 3,000 villages remain inundated.
আমাৰ ইয়াৰে ক্ষুদ্ৰ খেতিয়কসকলৰ বিশেষ কৰি ধান খেতিয়ে প্ৰায় 100 বিঘামান ধান খেতি অনিষ্ট হৈছে আৰু এই অনিষ্টই বিশেষ কৰি সন্দেলি আৰু 15 সুপুৰীক মানে বানপানী আক্ৰান্ত কৰি মানে ভীষণ মানে পৰিস্থিতি
Meanwhile, in eastern Bihar province, 17 people were killed on Wednesday, taking the number of deaths to 123. Heavy rains over past few weeks have wreaked havoc and affected life in several districts. Millions of people continue to reel under the deluge. District administration of Muzaffarpur has issued an advisory asking people to stay inside their houses amid heavy rainfall predictions by the weather department on Thursday.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan arrived in Islamabad on Thursday upon completion of his 3-day visit to the United States, where he held talks with President Donald Trump. Cricketer turned politician Khan said that it seemed to him as if he was returning to the country after winning the World Cup.
Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan on Thursday said that it seemed to him as if he was returning to the country after winning the World Cup. Khan arrived in Islamabad upon completion of his 3-day tour to the United States. He expressed his resolve to rebuild the institutions damaged by the former rulers through their corrupt practices. Khan said that he never bowed down to anyone, countering allegations by the opposition party of begging abroad in the middle of a financial crunch. Imran Khan was on a 3-day visit to Washington, where he held talks with US President Donald Trump, interacted with congressional leaders, and addressed a think tank. In a startling revelation, he said that there were 40 different terror groups operating in his country and successive governments in Pakistan did not tell the truth to the US. He admitted that his country still has about 30,000 to 40,000 militants.
Moving on, despite generation of more than 1,500 megawatt of energy produced through Neelam Jhelum hydropower project, people in Pakistan-administered Kashmir continue to reel under darkness. They blame the power supplies transferred across Pakistan, leaving the illegally occupied region high and dry. Neelam Jhelum hydropower project was deemed as a single solution to all needs and problems of people in Pakistan-administered Kashmir when it was inaugurated. The locals were told that the region would get a surplus power supply and water will never be an issue. But the lives of people have turned into a nightmare as they continue to endure load shedding of over 10 hours daily and suffer a severe water shortage. Locals blame most of the 1500 megawatt of energy produced from this project is transferred to provinces of Pakistan, leaving the illegally occupied region high and dry.
और बदकिस्मती है कि इस मुजफ्फराबाद शहर के मदाफात और इनके इलाकों के लोगों ने कुर्बानियाँ दी और सबसे बड़ी जिन लोगों का नुकसान हुआ जहाँ से टनल गुजरी वो देहात पानी के चश्मों से वो बिल्कुल खाली हो गए, वहाँ पानी नहीं रहा और उसके बावजूद यहाँ आज की जो लोड शेडिंग है दारुल खिलाफा मुजफ्फराबाद जो बेस कैंप का दारुल हुकूमत है वो 10 घंटे।
Political activists say it is a well-orchestrated design to keep the people of the illegally occupied region suppressed. They say that the incumbent Prime Minister and the President of Pakistan-administered Kashmir have not demanded anything for the development from Islamabad, which truly controls the affairs of the region. In news from Afghanistan, at least 12 people were killed and several wounded after 3 bombs rocked Afghan capital on Thursday. This came as the chairman of the US Joint Chiefs of Staff was meeting top US and NATO officials in the city.
3 bombs rocked Afghan capital Kabul on Thursday, with one hitting a bus carrying government employees, killing a total of at least 12 people, officials said. 5 employees of the Ministry of Mines and Petroleum were killed and 10 wounded in the bus attack. According to officials, 7 people were killed and more than 20 wounded in the second explosion. The dead and the wounded were transported to the Wazir Muhammad Akbar Khan National Hospital. The Taliban claimed responsibility for only the third blast, which was a car bombing near an industrial park in Kabul, local media reports said.
दो हादसे انتحاری که یکی دمی حادثه نزدیک طرف پل مکرویان اینجا شده بود و یکی هم از طرف دیسپیچری مجموعاً در حدود 12-13 زخمی آمده و 4 میت که میت‌ها قبل از اینکه در شفاخانه برسه فوت کرده بودند.
Violence in Afghanistan has continued amid US efforts to negotiate a deal that would see foreign forces troop withdrawal in return for a pledge by Taliban that the country will not again become a safe haven for terror groups.
The World Food Programme has provided assistance to more than 275,000 people affected by floods in northern Bangladesh using a combination of cash and food to help victims. The floods have severely affected the region as houses are inundated and crops have been damaged.
The World Food Programme or WFP has provided assistance to more than 275,000 people affected by floods in northern Bangladesh, using a combination of cash and food to urgently meet the basic needs of people whose homes and agricultural lands have been inundated. A WFP member in northern Bangladesh said that mostly 80 to 90% of houses are inundated by the floods and crops have been damaged and agricultural lands are submerged. To mitigate the impact of the severe flooding, the Bangladesh government and the WFP have activated their forecast-based financing project for the first time. Around 5,000 households, which included nearly 25,000 people, received $53 through mobile money transfers in Kurigram district as part of the project.
WFP in this area is piloting a project which is called forecast-based financing. Forecast-based financing is a project which allows us to use the flood and weather forecast to trigger the cash transfer to the affected people.
এখন বর্তমানে আবার 4,500 টাকা দিচ্ছে পাই আমরা খুবই খুশি হইছি দেশের এলাকার মানুষ খুশি হইছি আমার আরো দুঃখ আমিও খুশি হইছি খুবই আমার উপকার হইছে
Cash was distributed to the most vulnerable, including families headed by disabled people, the elderly and single women. The assistance helped people pay for basic needs such as food and other urgently needed goods and services. According to Bangladesh Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief, 2.3 million people have been affected in 20 of Bangladesh's 64 districts.
Meanwhile, Nepal has also been affected by floods caused by monsoon rains. Interior Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa said on Wednesday that the death toll in floods and landslides since last 2 weeks has risen to 108 in the country.
Nepal's House of Representatives on Wednesday unanimously adopted a special resolution condoling the deaths caused by recent floods and landslides in the country. They urged the government to carry out relief, rescue and rehabilitation work effectively. Nepal's Interior Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa said that the death toll in floods and landslides triggered by incessant rain since last 2 weeks in Nepal has risen to 108, with 33 people still missing and 46 injured in the disaster. He presented details of the government's work, saying helicopters had been kept on standby to carry out relief and rescue operations. At least 4 people were killed and 7 others went missing in flash floods in western Nepal's Lamjung district on Wednesday. The Nepali government has decided not to seek foreign aid and instead directed the local bodies to expedite rescue and relief work. The torrential downpour, which has battered Nepal since July 11, has affected around 35 of the 70 districts of the country.
Ahead of the 20th anniversary of Vijay Divas, the anniversary of Kargil War on July 26, the Indian Army commemorated the Victory Day with a demonstration of the Bofors gun in India's Jammu and Kashmir. The soldiers also recreated some of their daring maneuvers they undertook during the war, like scaling up the hills.
India will mark the 20th anniversary of Vijay Divas or Victory Day, the anniversary of Kargil War on July 26th. Ahead of the 20th anniversary, Indian Army commemorated Victory Day with a demonstration of the Bofors gun in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. The soldiers also recreated some of their daring maneuvers they undertook during the war, like scaling up the hills. The Kargil War that took place in 1999 is one of the most prominent wars between India and its neighbor Pakistan.
सोल्जर ट्रेंड है और मोटिवेटेड है, लेकिन कुछ स्पेशल स्किल्स ज़रूरी रहते हैं इस एरिया के लिए, जो कि इंडिविजुअल को तैयार करते हैं मेंटली, फिजिकली, साइकोलॉजिकली और टैक्टिकली, और हम उसी चीज़ की दायरे पे उसकी ट्रेनिंग, इंडिविजुअल की ट्रेनिंग देते हैं.
To commemorate India's victory during the Kargil War, weapons used by the Indian Army were also displayed. The display was open to locals to get detailed information about modernized military equipment. The Kargil War took place between May 3 and July 26, 1999 in the Kargil district of Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere along the Line of Control or LOC. Kargil conflict is also referred as Operation Vijay, which was the name of the Indian operation to clear the Kargil sector.
A 100-year-old church in southern India dedicated to soldiers killed during the World War I marked its centenary celebration on Wednesday. Made in 1918 by the British, the church's rugged brick structure and the teak wood benches are reminiscent of the bygone times. A 100-year-old church located in India's southern Coimbatore city, dedicated to soldiers killed during the World War I, marked its centenary celebrations. Tucked behind the railway station in the city, the St. Mark's Church on Wednesday saw devotees coming to seek the blessings at the War Memorial Church. The rugged brick structure and the teak wood benches are reminiscent of the bygone times. Apart from the devotees, students and architecture enthusiasts are often seen studying and admiring the construction of the ancient building.
We are very glad, we are proud, and this year we are celebrating the 100 years centenary celebrations of the church, and the Government of India, the Postal Department, has come forward to release a stamp, a postal cover in memory of that.
Made in 1918 by the British, the church has thatched roofs and was constructed using laterite stones brought from neighbouring Kerala province. The tainted glass windows and the terracotta flooring are also evocative of the yesteryear. Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.